I am live. How's everybody doing out there? I'm live. So I wanted to be on OBS this week. That way I wouldn't just have a dead green screen behind me. Unfortunately, that did not happen. So what I have is what I'm going to be working with this evening. Sorry. And I think, yep, I'm positive I can only see half the chat. So I have Greeno at the standby. So if anybody does have a question, he can get that to me. Greeno, are you there?
I am here.
See, he's there. All right. So, anywho, I was going to kind of keep it relatively small this week as far as talking points. But one that I did want to make was concerning the nickels. Let me pull the nickels up. And this is the way I'm going to have to do it, man. I'm sorry. So let me pull those nickels up here. And this way, everyone can see what it is I'm talking about. Let me blow it up nice and big. Nice and huge. Now, the one I'm talking about is the left-handed nickel. And that's the one that I'm blowing up right to the one here. Okay. Now, if you can see that, can everybody see that?
Yep.
Now, if you're looking at that nickel there, you see Thomas Jefferson. Now, in the post that the suspect had put this in, I think it was a relative of his that said, "Isn't that Thomas Jerome?" To which my suspect said, "I think you mean Thomas Jefferson." Now, if we use this nickel and we say Thomas, which is the first name of Greeno. Hey, Greeno.
Yep.
Is that your phone?
Is what my phone?
That keeps making the noise.
I don't hear you.
Okay. Well, it stopped.
Oh, okay. So that was my computer beeping there, but no, it's good.
Okay. So anyway, in this nickel, if we're taking my suspect, whose name is Thomas, he lives in Jefferson County. And of course, we know Liberty and what that would pertain to. And the date was in February 13th of 2017, which is on the nickel. And right below that, a D for where the mint was in Denver, which could also apply to Delphi. Now, after putting this post up of the two nickels, he had stated something about one of his friends on Facebook would probably understand the reason for why. But then he added the song, "I Can't Drive 55. You can't hear that, Greeno?
Yeah, I can hear you.
No, you can't hear that static?
No.
Okay. So anyway, I thought that was kind of odd that he would put that up. But I think that specifically looking at this, with filling in the blanks as I did, that really does stand out, as to maybe something that he was saying. And if you listen to the words in "I Can't Drive 55" by Sammy Hagar, he's talking like "My Face Wanted Dead or Alive," something like that. Now, anyway, there you go. That and that's my thing with the nickels. It can be rather telling. But I had to go back, man. I had to go back and look at his page, man, with clearer eyes, so to say, looking at it a little bit more in depth over time. But anyway, let's get on with this. I wanted to pull up the serial. Now, this here is the picture that he had took right here. Now, this here is two Captain Crunch cereal boxes side by side, the Crunch bar right beneath them. And the reason that I bring this up is because BTK did that, and I forget what the cereal was that he opened, but it also had a Barbie doll, and he had set that up. That when the investigators found it, they would say, "Hey, maybe this guy did this to like relate, serial killer." And that was what it was, because when BTK was captured and they asked him about that, he said, "Yes, indeed, that is why he did that." So a serial killer to use cereal in a context of something that they're talking about, it's been done. So, I mean, that's another one. Cereal, especially when it relates to someone who I would believe is a serial killer. All right. And again, I can't see any questions.
There's none coming up.
I see no questions at all, though.
Yeah, there's no question. Oh, okay. I know what you're saying. Yeah, there's no question. Pretty much everyone's just agreeing.
Oh, yeah. Hey,
you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's nice when people agree. So, also, another one that I want to point out here is this. This is my suspect, and I think that he had stated that the year on this was 2014. 2014 here. Now, I want you to look at his head. And I realize that you're looking at this through a webcam that's on a really small monitor. That is a really crappy picture. But try to relate to what it is I'm getting at. Look at his hair color right here. It's brown.
You
Now,
can barely see it. Put the screen down a little bit, bro.
Better?
Yeah, that's better.
Now, it's starting to gray. I'll give it that. But right there, it was definitely brown. Now, the crime was committed in February of 2017. And if you look at his hair in late 2018, where it was pretty much shaved down, it was pretty much mainly gray. But now when you get a picture, and I'm going to have to go pull that up as well, because I do have it right here, though. Where he went to court. Right here. Now, that right there was taken in, what was that, November or December of 2018? And when you look at the size of his heads, even though it's like really short and mainly gray, you can still tell that he has color in his hair right there. And then when it is out at the same length as it was in Delphi, it will appear brownish red, because that's his natural hair color. That was his hair color before he started graying and shaving, trying to change his look.
Is he considered to have a bulbous nose, says Cheryl Higgins?
I wouldn't call it bulbous. But if she's relating that to the pictures of Bridge Guy, it looks bulbous there because it's very pixelated. Now, if you look at the video, it kind of changes things a little bit. I can pull the video up. The one thing that stands out on the video is that the brown thing on his side right here, holster. Guarantee it's a holster. As has been discussed, a holster. Let's see. Let me go pull that up. This is Bridge Guy Walking. That's what I name it. Bridge Guy Walking. That's TV, man. That's T and that's B. That's him all day long. So another thing that I found out when looking through his Facebook was this. He only has 15% hearing in his right ear. All right? 15% hearing in his right ear. Now, he went into the Navy roughly the same time as I went into the Army. I went in late 85. You don't hear that, Greeno?
No, I don't hear it.
Okay. It's coming through the speakers.
No, I don't hear it. It must be just speaking on your end.
So anyway, he went in roughly the same time as I did. Now, I had to go down to MEPS in Indianapolis, and they stopped me, and they're like, no, you got too much wax in your ears. And I'm like, what? Too much wax in my ears? I had to go to a doctor, get my ears cleaned out, and go back down to pass to then go into the Army. So I speculate that he did not go into the Navy with only 15% hearing in his right ear. And I think that this could pertain to head trauma. It could have been something, an accident, something like that he was involved in that would have received some amount of head trauma. See where I'm at? They're mowing the lawn. They're mowing my lawn right now. Yeah. It's like 2 hours a week. This is the first 12 minutes. They're mowing my lawn. Have a nice day, man. So, if in fact he did receive head trauma, that could be a reason why this person had kind of followed this line of study, so to speak, as going into serial murder. Just a thought. I don't know what people out there in their right minds that sit around and think about this. All right, is there anybody saying something?
No, not really.
Okay.
Yeah, here comes one thing. I just missed that last few minutes. Head trauma, interesting. But no, not really. Not really any questions. Well, wait, hang on a second. Looks like one.
Well, why did Philip say shit?
Why did Philip say shit?
Yeah.
Where are you seeing Philip say shit?
It says Philip ate, and right under it, it says shit. It's about 6 messages up.
Oh, hear birds or some shit.
My what?
That's what he said. Hear birds or some shit.
Hear birds.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ain't no birds, man. I think it's that cheeping that's coming through the mic, man.
It says I hear some birds chirping or some shit.
Nope. That's what I'm telling you, man. That's like the feedback on the mic.
Oh.
It's going whip, whip, whip. Yeah, see, I told you, man. All I had to see was that little word, man. I was on top of it. Bam, there it is. Covered, man, like a blanket. So, when I thought about that, if he got 15%, now this is what he had told somebody, and I forget what the meme that he had put up related to. But they said, so is that the key to a long, happy marriage? Something about having one ear. To wit, TB had said to them, well, on my right ear is the one that I only have 15% hearing in. And I'm like, that's a little odd. So I went to his courtroom pictures, the ones that was close up, and I was looking for any scars that might relate to head trauma, because he didn't retire from the Navy. He got out, and I don't know why he got out. I don't know anything about that, why he got out. So I don't know if he was in an accident, be it in the Navy, to the outside, something like that. Anything? Don't know. No clue. 24 thumbs up. Man, I got up and got ready. Put my good shirt on, showered. Here I sit with 25 thumbs up. Yeah.
Okay, Cheryl Whitman says, have you noticed on a lot of his posts on Facebook that his friends and family have always asked him, when he takes a selfie of himself, what they're always asking about the mugshot?
Yes, I did. Now, that was on one where a lady had asked that, like, are you practicing for a mug shot? And I thought, wow, that's I did see that on the one, and it did have kind of he's got a mugshot quality to his face. Fact, he does, man. Look at it; it's got mugshot written all over it. Look, I mean, am I lying? Now tell me that don't look like a mugshot. Tell me it don't. Thank you very much. Thanks. 30 thumbs up. My popularity, man, is bang on. Oh, you know what? Do you know what tomorrow is, Greeno?
What is it?
Would you like to tell people what tomorrow is for me, please?
2.5 years?
Yeah. Yes, it is. But it's also 1 year. 1 year.
From the smoking?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Right. Okay, I'll tell him. Fine. Okay, 1 year ago today, tomorrow, I quit smoking. So tomorrow, I will have quit smoking for 1 year. That is a big accomplishment. Thank you very much. It was rather easy once I got a vape, but there it is. Now, I do need you to be here, and it won't be live. I mean, it will be live, but it won't be with OBS the way that I wanted it to be. I really wanted that on the OBS for my little bear. But I wanted his 100th birthday to be right here, live on OBS, where he could eat pork chop right in front of you guys. And God would just be fantastic for him if you all could be here. So that's just me. All right. Is there anybody that has a question? Because you know what? I'm really wrapping this up early. I'm kind of liking this a little bit.
Well, 12 Cup Pizza says, if he needed money and went to his brother's, wouldn't his wife have gone with him?
Well, you know what? That's a good question. It's one that I really can't answer. I really can't, because I don't know what the travel thing was with him and his wife. It's like they're in Evansdale. Well, I don't think that she was with him at that time. And I don't know if at Evansdale, if he was traveling because of work or if he was going to family. I would have no idea on that. But I'm going to say that she was not with him. And I don't know if his old lady worked. I don't know any of that. So, I can't really answer to that. Wish that I could. Wish I could.
See, someone says that, yeah, his wife is working. I'm not sure what she does, though.
His wife?
Yeah, it said the paper said she still works.
Yeah, see, and keep in mind here that him going to his brother's house in Fort Wayne is speculative. Okay? I don't know that he went there. But I do know that the route passes right by Monon High Bridge Trail. And that's how I can put him there. So I can speculate using educated knowledge upon that to say that, yeah, this guy is suspect. Yes, this guy fits the criteria. Yes, this family member lives here, and he was low on money at the time, which would have been a good reason for him to go to a family member's house. But that's what I have there. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
In 30 still. 52 people. I'm not liked. No, I'm not liked, man. Okay, I get it. You know what? When I go to your channel, you know what? I ain't liking. I won't do it. I won't do it for you, man. I won't. I don't even want you to see it. Forget about it. It ain't happening.
Peaches says maybe the reference to 55 is maybe he's talking about I-55, which runs north and south from Louisiana.
Well, wait a minute. Well, you know what? And I thank her for that, because that does kind of instill a different point of view. If you take the dates of both Evansdale and Delphi, they both relate to 5. Do they not?
Yeah, the 3 plus the 2.
And would not 5 and 5 be the 2 dates?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Does everybody see me doing this? That means correct. That's what this means. I stand correct. So, no, but yeah, you know, and I think that it could relate to that. It very well could, because look, you got the date of Evansdale, okay? That's 7/13/12. Now that equals 5. It's 32, but it equals 5. Then you have the date of Delphi, which is 2/13/17, which equals 5, because it's the reverse of 7/13/12. So since both of them equal 5, and we know that the suspect had parked there for a long time. That's what law enforcement said. They said from 12 to 5. I say it would be from 12 to 3. But he was there for that long because he was waiting. He knew what he was there to do. He knew exactly what he was there to do. That was the wait. It wasn't there to be walking around hiking. He was there waiting. And again, I think the 5 could relate to that. And who had said that?
That was, let's see, who did say that? 55. I thought it was, okay, Peaches Dixon.
Right on, Peaches Dixon. Way to throw that out there. Because,
Right.
no, go on.
No, I was just going to say, Cheryl was asking, did you hear anything about bloody clothes found a few days after the murders? Philip says, I've heard, but no one can confirm it.
Yeah, we all heard, but nobody can confirm, because it was just relating what somebody had said. And when somebody says something and it's not official, the best you can ever give it is, well, I heard, but that's where it goes. I don't know that I've ever used much of I heard in a video. Have I?
No.
Okay. Yeah, you got confirmation right there. I'm not big on I heards. Some do, though, man. Some people got all kinds of I heards out there. Yeah. Greeno, don't you have some videos out right now? And
Yeah.
and I wasn't talking about Greeno. Wasn't talking about him. But he does have some videos out there right now. Go ahead, man. Why don't you give them out? Talk about them.
Which
real quick.
one?
Huh?
Well, the new ones?
Yeah, your newer videos you got out.
Okay, well, I've got a couple new videos out. Obviously, if you follow my channel, if you follow this channel, you probably come across my channel for sure.
Yep.
I've got my newest videos that have been out. They're not all Delphi case. I've been trying to, because there's not a lot happening with the Delphi case, so I've been trying to venture out to other true crime stories. So I've got some missing girls down in Bloomington area. I've got a lot of train bridges that I've been going to, some of the biggest bridges in Indiana and some very remote bridges, some bridges that Daniel Nations have lived under.
Daniel Nations lived under.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He whacked off.
He threw a wad into there.
I got the update on the Abbey Libby Park and Father Simon video that everybody was talking about, which turned out it's really crap. But if anybody's interested in actually seeing those transcripts, because the video was pulled down, you can find it on my channel. There's 2 videos that I got about that. And
Father.
I got the Karina McClurkin missing woman case in the podcast that I did last night. So you guys can check those out. That's a newer one. They need help searching for her, so they need people to contact Jerry McClurkin on Facebook. But yeah, talk about Father Simon for a second.
Yeah, I knew nothing about this, and like I say, I don't really go watch other people's videos at really anything. It don't pop up on my YouTube because hold on. I got to okay that. All I see is Emily okay. And I'm going to say, okay, you know what? It's probably all right. There you go, Emily. But anyway, earlier when I was talking to Greeno, and it was pulled up right on the side, his Father Simon video, and I'd ask him about it, man. So what's up with that? Well, because it was like 23 minutes long. And I didn't click it to find out because he could just tell me real quick. And he did. And I'm like, jeez Louise. But you know what? Father Simon, man, he made some money. He made some cash. He made some cashola right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He did. He did.
About 10,000 views.
And that's how if somebody wants to make money on this, that's how you can do it. Just come up with something flashy, something that makes it look like you got something. Everybody and their brother will run there, big views. And that is, you know what, man, let's think back. What was some really big videos that we had did on this that exceeded 10,000 views?
Well, the phone call confession.
Which one?
From Daniel Pearson.
Pearson, yeah. Right, okay. Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
That was a big thing, but that wasn't bull. You know what I mean? That was real. So
you know what though? I mean, this is just me on that because it wasn't, but that was kind of a flash in the pan.
Yeah.
When he had reached you and you had made that video, and the next thing you know, I mean, it was just all, wow, man, that guy's just on meth and stuff, isn't he? He's got like mental problems. I mean, you know what I mean? You know what I'm at? And hey, if you're out there watching, dude, man, I'm not making fun of you because you're on meth and you got mental problems, man. A lot of people are on meth and have mental problems. This is Indiana, man. Don't escape me. I had a few, and I think this was like last month. There was like 3 of them that went viral, man. That was like old videos, and a lot of people were watching them. They all went over 10,000 views, and everybody was commenting on them. So I had to go back and tell them, it's like, look, man, this is like last year, man. I mean, like, if you watch my newer videos, hey, if you could just step up here in time a little piece, try to get everybody caught up on the goings on. Now, have you went through the most of the persons of interest?
Yeah, I went through darn near all of them. Every single one I went through. Let's see. Kurtz, Eldridge, trying to think. Nations, obviously. Eder. Let's see. I think those are the rest, other than what we're talking about now. I mean, I think those are pretty much all those. Yeah, I went through all of those.
Well, excuse me. There was one that was excluded for some reason. Is there a reason for that?
Who, Thomas?
Yes.
No, I'm still got it. It's in the makes, but like what I'm doing is trying to take clips, different pieces of things that you said and add it in there, but it's taken forever because I've got to go through and click on each piece, and some of your videos are long, dude.
If they're live, they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what?
But it's about 50 minutes in.
Here's the thing, man, is that most anything that I talk about in a live video, it's because it relates to a different video where I discuss that.
Right.
You know, and sometimes it'd be better to watch that video than to try to sit through that much live, because that'd be a day killer, dude. I wouldn't want it. I wouldn't want a part of it. Ain't no way.
Yeah. Okay. So Peaches has a question.
Okay.
Was it confirmed that your suspect buried a blue Carhartt jacket, a pair of jeans, and a cap under his mobile home?
No.
And wasn't that the same clothes that he was wearing during his crime in St. Louis?
Yes. Yes, that was the clothes that he was wearing when he committed the crime at the Catholic supply store. However, I only heard, as did other people, that it was under his house, that they had to dig it up, and so on. I think that what that really may have been, and I'm guessing here, because look, if you had clothes in your house and you wanted to get rid of them, would you go outside at a mobile home, dig a hole underneath to bury them? Probably not. You see, no, you probably would not do it like that. If you wanted to get rid of those clothes, you could take them elsewhere, but you probably wouldn't go digging a hole under your house. But what I think that maybe had happened was that he had other evidence from, you know what, maybe Delphi, other things that was connected, that he knew that if the police showed up, that it would, you know, give him away on those. And I think that he may have put the clothes under there in a box along with other things, and law enforcement may have went underneath there and got them, and people seen them taking them from under the house and thought that he had dug a hole. But I think that he had probably just stuck them up underneath the house. You see where I'm at? Because, you know, a lot of things get a little bit more stepped up, especially if somebody says, well, I heard that law enforcement was under his house getting things out. You know, then it turns into a hole. It turns into John Wayne Gacy in about a month. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that I think that he did. I think that he had probably a box with those clothes in it, because he knew that those clothes would tie him to the Catholic supply store as well as Delphi. So I think that that's why he hid those clothes right there.
Okay.
But
Jeremy, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, Mom Jeremy says, can you tell the name of the video where you show that the brown thing on VG looks like a holster?
Yeah, I think that the name of it is Suspect Summary, Delphi Murders, and put Michael Catt right after that. Put in Suspect Summary, Delphi Murders, Michael Catt. It'll pull it up. You want the 18-minute long one, not the hour-long live one, but it's marked live. The other one's like 18 and a half minutes. And that covers a lot of the information that I had at that time. And what I'm going to do is I want to make a new video on that. And I want to cover everything that I had in that, plus everything new that I have, lay it out within evidence, circumstances, facts, you see, and lay everything out the way that I'm looking at it. That way everybody's like, okay, and I see why he's looking at that. I can also show how it fits the crime, how he fits the crime, you know, everything like that, all in one encompassing video that I hope that you all will just love the living piss off, man.
Okay, here's a question.
Okay.
Was the hat, the Paperboy style hat, ever recovered?
Well, we would have to assume so, because now down there after the Catholic supply store, they got him with God, man, what was it? It was something about trying to get rid of evidence because he threw stuff in the trash that related to the crime. So I would have to assume that he had tried to hide in some way the clothes that he had. But it's not that they were hidden and police never got him, because the police gave exactly what he had, like almost to a point like we have that now. You see where I'm at? So I think that was probably part of what he had underneath his house was those clothes, the jacket and the hat anyway.
Okay, and another part of that is people are asking, well, what about trophies? Do you think that he has anything in there that's like trophies related to victims or anything like that?
You know, this is me. And again, this is just what I'm thinking. I don't know. Okay. There is no way for me to know. But if I look at other serial killers, and I can relate a lot of them that have took trophies, be it a memento, okay, something like that. But a lot of them always discussed after the fact, once they was caught, you know, about I'd always wanting like pictures or something that would take them back to that, you know, crime at that moment. Ed Kemper was asked about that in an interview, if he had ever like took pictures or whatnot to kind of relive that. And he said, yes, at one time that he did, and he took pictures. And then when he went back, when he looked at those pictures, he got very sick to his stomach. He felt very demonic, having took pictures of it. And he ended up throwing those pictures away. Now, with the guy, and, you know, I'm talking my suspect here, who I believe that 5 years before that had committed Evansdale. Well, if he committed Evansdale and, you know, he goes out on the reverse date, he knows what he's going to do. And today in 2017, it would be a real quick, for instance, just to grab a cell phone, something to record, you know, anything to get those moments on video to where he could relive them at another time and watch them. So I think that there is a very high probability that he did take some kind of video there at Delphi, if not going even back to Evansdale to some degree. Because I think that it fits the criminal mentality, the behavior of somebody that commits a crime like that.
Yeah, people are saying they just watched Ed Kemper on TV. Found him very interesting to listen to.
He is. He's very interesting. And when I found him and I watched these interviews, the first thing that I seen on him before I even watched any interviews on him, I went and looked him up, and I found the Wikipedia, you know, to find out what it was, like his crimes and so forth. And I'm reading through that, and one of the first things that I seen was family members of the girls that he had killed, you know, thought that he was a good guy, you know, and I'm all like, wait, what? Man, how? Huh? So I go look the guy up, you know, and yeah, a real likable guy. You know, completely turned around by, turned about by his mother, but just a fascinating, smart man that knew what had happened. He knew what was, transpiring. You know, he felt very bad about what had happened, you know, and he didn't want to do it anymore. He turned himself in, you know. He said, hey, I killed my mom. I'm the co-ed killer. This is where I'm at. Come and get me. And he's been in California State Mental Hospital ever since 1971.
Philip is saying he has an IQ of 145.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. They're saying that he was a very smart person.
Yeah, and I wrote Ed Kemper, and I heard him talking about in one of the interviews. He said it seems like that they would have a psychologist in here talking to me, you know, about what had happened, about what had led up to these crimes, you know, and try to get to the bottom of it, you know, mentally, genetically, you know, as to how these things happen like that. And he said that since he had been in there, that one came in once a week. Hi, how you doing? How you feeling? Anything changed? No, really? Okay, I'll see you next week. And they leave. but he said they've never went in and spent any time studying anything that amounted to the deaths that he had caused. And I thought, he is the sole subject on that. He is that guy. He's the guy. They should have had a guy up there every day talking to him. They could have wrote encyclopedias upon that off of him. And I told him that. I'm like, dude, I would have had somebody in there. But I also think at the same time that, well, here's Ed Kemper. Here's a guy who's really smart. He understands the psychology and what had happened. You know, what would stop him from looking into it? You know, studying these things. I mean, he's got his whole life in there to read and study. Why couldn't he? You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I was watching something on the Green River Killer.
Oh,
I
yeah.
watched like an hour-long thing on him. And there was a time when it came in when they was getting tips and was like, how are we going to find this guy? Because the moment we find bodies and try to identify them, there are more bodies to find, you know? And that's like, he was always ahead of them. Well, it came a point where a tip came in and it was from Ted Bundy. And Ted Bundy said, you know what?
Wrong.
Well, you know, he said the best chance to catch this guy is to stake out, because he's probably going back to these bodies and trying to have sex with them.
Well, they may have got a tip, but Ted Bundy was already in prison at the time of the Gary Ridgway.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It was a prison house interview that they did. And he was saying that the best thing to do would be to go stake out the bodies, because he's probably coming back to them.
Exactly.
And it eventually turned out that some of what he said was absolutely true.
Well, yeah.
Like this guy thinks.
Well, that's what Bundy was doing the same way. You know, when he would kill him, and it's just like I was saying about them, like wanting video or something to take them back. They go back to there because they know the body hasn't been found, so that they can go back to the body to relive that, like the crime, you know, again. And that's what Bundy was doing. And he says, this guy, he's doing the same thing probably. You know what? He's probably going back to him rather quick after the fact. So when you find him, don't tell anybody you found him. Stake him out. Wait for him to return.
Okay, so what do you think that your suspect is doing, or do you think that he does very similar stuff? Tries to revisit or go back to the scene?
Yeah, well, exactly. Now, again, there's no way I know that. You know, there is no way that I could know that. But what I can say is that if you're looking at the behavior of a serial killer, normally after the fact, and they all kind of say that, you know, because they will take something, even if it's something like that belonged to one of the victims, is something that reminds them, you know, that takes them back. So in the day of quick video, like a phone, anything to where you can just video, I'm pretty sure that at least the second time around, yeah, he did. He got some kind of video. He got something so that he could go back to relive that moment. And yeah, I do. I kind of firmly believe that. But again, there's no way that I can know that. And I appreciate that question. That's a real good. Man, what are you looking at? There's nothing up there, man. There ain't nothing up there to eat. Nothing, dude. Yeah. Just lay down and be hungry, dude. Okay. Mystery somebody said XX something work. Yes.
Hello, everyone. Just jumped on to say keep up the good work.
Right on. Hey, you know what? And thank you for viewing, man. And because I appreciate that. Yep. Here I got viewers. Yes.
Yeah, 50 watching, 44 likes.
Wow. Yeah. 51 watching. Yeah, hey man, wait, you know what? Wait till I can go live, man. See, I gotta get Usenet. I talked to them this morning. They're like, yeah, it's gonna cost, man. It's gonna cost, dude.
Okay, so tell them about that, dude, about the OBS and stuff.
Well, we got OBS, and that's what we was testing the other day on here, because when I got OBS, I can run live. Now, at that time, I can set everything up like a studio where I can just click to. You can watch me live, but right here, I can be showing you exactly what I'm talking about, when I'm talking about it, everything. It'd be beautiful, fantastic, everything you wanted, plus. But I got to have good internet in order to do that. Now, in order to get good internet, because the only thing I can get out here is AT&T, and when I talked to them this morning, they're like, yeah, we can't do that. Yeah, there ain't no way. Oh, I'm sorry. You got the best we got out there. Have a nice one. Oh, thanks for choosing AT&T, pal. I said something, but I can't relate it in this video. Monetization, you understand. So, so then I talked to Usenet, and Usenet's like, dude, we got you hooked up. You okay? Hey man, what did Lisa Avery say? Because I just see sucks and all the way or something.
Trust me, Mike. HughesNet sucks. Check out your daily download allowances.
Yeah. And I kind of brought them up because when I heard, what was it? Not going over your amount of data. I'm like, wait a minute. When I hear that, man, I already know I got to buy the most extreme pack with no, you see what I mean? But hey, that's it. Either A, I got used, or B, there is no live streaming show. Now, Use will own me for life. I mean, they'll own me. There'll be no way out. I'll be under contract. I'll be owned, literally, by the sack. You must know that right now. Because if I sell my sack, it's for you, YouTube. It's for you. Me and Wolf don't mind.
Is there any evidence that points further to your suspect?
What evidence don't point to my suspect? Can you name one piece of evidence that does not point to my suspect? Name me one. Because if there's one piece out there that I don't know about that does not point to my suspect, I demand to hear about it right now. What is it? What is it? Tell me. I must know so that I can sleep at night. What is it? Well, it's taking some time. What is it? Come on. Tell me.
Nothing.
Nothing. Nothing? Nothing's what you got. Nothing.
Not seeing anything.
Okay.
Okay, someone says, does not look like him on the bridge.
Well, now that you see, and again, I have covered this, and I have covered this, and I have covered this. You can't tell what that guy on the bridge looks like. You can't. You can say a little bit about what he looks like. A little. That's it. You can't tell anything about his nose or his ears because, man, if you blow it up, you pixelate it further. You know, what's kind of a blown up nose is going to look like it's the middle, like a forehead in a minute. That's the difference. But the thing is there isn't nothing that you can look at in that video or pictures and say, nope, that cannot be your guy. No way. You can't do it.
Hey, Alaska Blue were your moderators with a PayPal donation to you.
Well, thank you, Alaska Blue. That's really nice of you. Appreciate it. It goes to the funds. What do I see up there where Philip said something about cigs?
He says, I can tell he smokes non-filtered figs.
Is it me? It might be. It may be. It could be. I am not saying. Not pointing that out.
Yeah, BG.
Okay. I can't really do this proper right here where I got the video of him walking, but I did notice this last night, and it's because I got this small monitor, and it's set up like this, where it's like this, but I'm looking up at it at kind of an angle about like so. So it's a little bit darkened, all right? So I'm looking at that, and I'm watching the video, bridge guy taking that step and a half, but this time through, hang on. There you go. But this time through, and it's because where it's darkened a little bit, the brown thing really looked more holster. Now, with it being like that, And again, this is, you know what, I'm going to go pull it up more just so I can kind of see that. But see, there it goes again, Green.
I don't hear it.
Yeah. Yeah. But right, yeah. Right there. Right on that left hand, or like where that is, like straight above that, where it's a little darker, that's the handle for the pistol. That's exactly what I hear. I mean, I can't really spot that and see it, but it is there. Now, I know that he had a permit to carry, and somebody had asked me about a permit to for concealed carry because they got to be fingerprinted. Hang on a second. In order to get a concealed carry permit. Okay, so man, is it just waiting for me to talk?
What do you mean?
Well, every time I talk, it starts staticking. Okay, now it stopped. So I don't know that he had a concealed carry permit. I know he had a permit to carry, and he's got a holster. Know that, but don't know that he had a concealed carry permit. But if he did, then yeah, he was fingerprinted on that because they do run that through CODIS. Now, if that was the case, if it was after Delphi, because he could have had that before Delphi, which I assume that if he had a concealed carry permit, that he would have had that before Delphi because he was carrying. See where I'm at?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's kind of how I had covered that, but yeah. Any question that you have, Greeno?
No, not really.
Really?
Just I'm just reading everybody else's comments.
Oh man, you know what? That's the beauty of like OBS too, because on OBS, like I got that through Streamlabs. So like, say somebody like dropped me like $2 in super chat, it pops up and it's like money, 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 woo, woo, money, you know. And it gives their name and everything. It's like super cool, you know. And it, like my subscribers, like when I get one, it says like Joe Blow Wissenstein is a new subscriber, man. You know, he's like solid and stuff. He probably knows a thing or two. You know, it's got all the goods, man. Man, I was like really looking forward to that. No, I was, man. I thought you guys would get a super kick out of it. You know, I hooked up some special little gift things on there, man. That was just phenomenal. God, man, it was going to be great. And now I'm looking at life as like, well, AT&T don't work, and Hughes will own me. What do I want? AT&T that don't work, or you know, Hughes owning me? I don't like being owned, man. I make a poor slave. I'll make a bad slave. I'm not cool with being a slave. Never was. And if I leave AT&T, would they ever want me back? They probably wouldn't. No, they probably would not. They would probably say, no, dude, you're gone. Oh, hey, if anybody would like for me to call them, please throw your number right here at Mr. Cat 420 at gmail.com. It's Mr. Cat at Gmail. Okay. Right there. Send your number there. I'll call you. Pam! Man, I've been waiting to call Pam for a long time. I have, you know what? I had to say here and daydreamed about calling Pam. Woof. See? He'll back me.
see
And
here.
Pool of Zinda. Thank you. Hey, I see a Pool of Zinda up there. And what she asked right underneath that? What did Pool of Zinda say?
99% not your guy, but enjoy yourself 100%.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah, what is that? Gerardo, um, Cape, Cape Girardeau. That's where he was preaching at.
Oh. Not demolitions.
No,
I-55 runs through Cape Girardeau in St. Louis.
do what?
I-55 runs through Cape Girardeau and St. Louis.
Yeah. Yeah, but that doesn't relate to anything. I mean, the 55 wouldn't relate to that highway because for what? Nothing was done there. See where I'm at?
Yep.
I still believe, as that person had stated earlier, though, and brought our attention to, I think that 5 and 5 plays in really big right there because it does play in. You know, 5 Evansdale, 5 Delphi, 55 Delphi or Liberty, the day D Delphi, Thomas, you know, all of it there. Right down to the song I Can't Drive 55. That kind of plays a little bit. It really does. Okay. I see where Pam Hurst has said things. Do what?
Yeah, but I'm not seeing Pam's number on here. Maybe she sent it a email.
No, she didn't, or I would have it in my email right here, and it is not showing up. So, yeah, she did not mail that to me. She does not want me to go. She does not fantasize about me calling her in the same way that I do, I can tell you.
Pam, send him your number, your email.
Come on, Pam. Hurry up, man. All right, you know what though? Yeah, I got a little bit of problem here, man. 54 people and 45 thumbs up. That is so backwards. God, man. It's not the way that life should be. All right. I'm going to call this 1 hour, man. 1 hour, and we'll say no. Oh, and what, man? Okay. What do people want? What are people suggesting that I do? Because if I keep AT&T, no live shows ever. Well, I mean, not live shows. You'll get it like this. Nothing with the cool stuff in the back. It won't be super groovy and cool. But if Hughes owns me, then I get like 25 megabytes a second, man. That'll stream. Anybody? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Nope, no numbers coming in.
What's up, Bear? You want to say hi? Come here. Come here, man. Come here. Okay. There you go. Look at you. You're in a video. He likes being in a video.
What up, doggy?
What up, Woody? What up, Woody Bear? Yeah. Okay, Harley said something at Michael something.
Okay.
And Pam said something that can't be shown.
Where's the number for Pam? 8.
Whoa!
Okay.
Yeah, don't do that. Hold on. There's got to be a way to do this here.
She posted in her chat.
Oh, okay. Then just, well, there's no way for you to get it to me.
Hang on. I'm going to send it to you right there on your Facebook message. Can you see it?
I don't
Right
have
there.
Facebook up.
How are you talking to me?
Well, I got the phone call up. Oh, okay. Hold it. I got it.
Okay.
Shit. Nah, it's taking me there. Okay. Hold on. Hold on, Pam. This is not the easy route. It's never going to be easy. Okay. And then it just, all right. Got it. Yes. Okay. Is everybody ready? Because I'm giddy here. I am calling Pam. Pamhurst.
Hello?
Hey, Pam, it's me.
Hey, Mike, how are you?
I'm doing. How are you?
I'm good.
Oh, great, great.
So,
No, that's
what do you
insane.
think this guy's been talking to me about?
What?
So, what would you like to talk to me about? What would you like to talk to me about?
Well,
Delphi?
yeah, let's start there. You know, let's start there, if we may. Let's talk Delphi.
Let's just start with that crowd. You know, I really don't have a suspect. And I haven't really been watching a lot of videos because I've been called a bitch on the channel and I'm kind of getting away.
If somebody
You know
called
what I
me
mean?
that, if somebody
Huh?
did, I would hunt them. And I would,
Miss fucking Wonderful called me a bitch on her channel because I was taking up because I'm taking up her aunt. Yeah, she called me a bitch and I tried to get that video down and I can't get it down.
ah,
Yeah. I'm like, well, you sound hell.
well,
I'm really nice to everybody.
yeah.
But when somebody's getting ran down on a video, believe me, I'll take up for them. I've done it for Randy. I've done it for Adriano. I've done it for you. I'm not going to let nobody trash nobody.
Right. Yeah. I just never go anywhere where somebody's going to be trash because really those places to me are normally just trash.
Yeah, I don't want to anymore. So, you still got your same suspects? I came in at the end of the video because I've been busy.
Yeah, well,
Thomas Fruit?
do what?
You talking about Thomas Fruit?
Of course, he's the only suspect that I have.
Okay.
He's the only suspect anybody should have.
True. I don't have any.
You should, and his name should be Thomas.
If it's Thomas, I will say arrest the bastard and lock him up and go away king. But, you know, Anthony, I support you no matter which side you take. You know I love you. You know I'll always be there for you. I just don't know who the fuck it is. That's the truth. But I'm coming back to Delphi next month. Want to help me cross the bridge?
Well, where do you live at?
All the way down in southern Indiana.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, you get up here. Not only will we do that, we will transport you across the bridge. We'll get a third person to video it, and it'll be a great time. People on YouTube will love it. They will positively love it.
That's
And
cool.
not only
I
that,
appreciate that.
But if you guys have not seen the, what was the name of that video that where me, you, and Tony went out there?
WKAT explores the Delphi murders crime scene.
That was a good video because that really covers the bases there. I mean, everywhere. We went everywhere in that, and we talked about everything. We showed the bridge, how hard. I mean, everything. That was
the bridge. It's scary.
That was a damn good video.
Yeah,
And-
well, I walked halfway across the bridge and turned around. Not even halfway.
What'd you do? Get to the part where a tie was missing and said, "Screw it."
No, it had rained and it was wet and my foot slipped and I was a no. And there was a film crew out there anyway, so I really didn't get to spend no time out there.
Yeah.
That's why I'm going back and I'm going to spend all day out there.
You know what? Get out here. We'll make a whole day of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to
Whole
do.
day.
Make the whole day of it. Sounds fun, don't it?
It does. And
It really does. I love it out there.
me and Greeno was talking. We need to get back out there and make some more video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get a little bit more
Yeah.
video and film.
It's beautiful out there. It's so peaceful.
It is. Yeah, it's beautiful, historic. It's very sad
And
that happened.
that bridge is amazing. I love that bridge. I love both bridges though.
Yeah.
Yeah, or that one, let's see, like Libby Abbey died in 2017. In 2016, I had plans with one of my best friends to go to Delphi and walk across that bridge, but her daughter got sick and we didn't go and we never planned another trip. So I wanted to go there before Libby Abbey who died there. Because that bridge fascinates me. I love old bridges, old bridges across.
Yeah.
That's my thing. So, yeah, I'd like to get together and do something.
Sounds cool, man. We will. Whenever you're getting up here, let us know, man. We'll be.
I'm gonna wait till it cools off some. Because it's
Okay.
so hot right now, my allergies are driving me crazy.
Yeah.
So it's maybe the end of September, it'll start cooling off. Because I don't want to get out there and get hot and miserable, unless I jump in the creek. Like I'll take my shoes off and walk in the creek. I'll do it. I mean, I'll get muddy and dirty. I can run with the guys on the case. So, took a party boat out the other day, got mud all over me, and had a great time. So, lady I can be, a tall boy I can be in 3.3 seconds. How's that?
Sounds good.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're doing okay, and keep in touch. I mean, I haven't got to talk to you in a long time, but I've been really busy working and doing this and doing that, and just been busy.
Well, I'm on Facebook, and I check Facebook messages all the time. I see you on Facebook, but like with everybody on Facebook, you normally just like a post here and there, but I never really sit and chat a whole lot.
Yeah. I get lots of messages, and sometimes I got time to answer them, and sometimes I don't. But you can throw me a message anytime you want to.
All right.
I don't mind.
All right, and
No.
probably will.
If you want to talk, we can talk. I got the money, you got the time. How's that?
Sounds good to me.
Okay. That sounds good. Well, I'll see you guys as soon as I can. And keep up the good work, Mike. And Delphi, where, I've been with you and Anthony from day one, and I'm getting exhausted with it. Don't you ever get tired of just
Well,
the drama? and
yes,
trying to
but
figure it out?
I've been in these same shoes since November of last year.
Yeah.
So there is nothing new for me to say. I could find something new and say it if people want,
Right.
but it's not going to
Right.
override what I've said already. So
But,
to me,
I like Go ahead.
it seems better that I cover it the way I do, and that gives Greeno. I mean, he's covering like the persons of interest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that really keeps
Yeah.
people onto his channel. And so, I mean, it kind of works for both of us kind of doing it like that. Now,
Oh,
if we was together working on it, and I don't even know how we would do that, because it doesn't seem, I mean, it wouldn't relate very well to put it on WKAT at this time.
Yeah. I agree.
Right.
What I don't understand, though, that mind boggles me about everything, is I watched the search, and I thought when they released that video and that audio, a couple of days later, I thought, oh, wow, you know, he's going to be caught in a couple of weeks. There's no way he's going to get by with this because they called it that they got. And 2.5 years later, we're nowhere.
Yeah, but you know what? That was exactly me and Greeno's thoughts from day one when they released the pictures. He's it. Yeah, this guy ain't got but a minute, you know. We're sitting here doing a countdown clock to arrest time. Never happened.
Right.
You know.
I know.
Well, again, I relate that to the one reason he ain't from around here. If he was from around here, his ass would have been hit right off the go. Guarantee you.
Right.
If he was from
Yeah,
anywhere from around Delphi, he would have been
I don't
arrested
think that.
solidly within a month. Way
I don't
within a
think-
month. Probably within a
I
week.
don't think he's from Delphi. I don't think he's from Delphi either. I don't really, I'm trying to find, you know, I mean, all the conspiracies and all the theories we've heard over the last 2.5 years, but I have my own thing, my own scenario, my own theory. I don't put it out there much because if I do, then people will like, you don't know what you're talking about, and that sounds crazy and all that. So I pretty much keep my feelings to myself. But I'm trying to figure out why Libby and Abby. I mean, now I have heard Anthony say that it was Randy Dover, but I think that they were targeted. Whether it was on Snapchat, like Julie said, or
They weren't targeted.
I don't know. Huh?
They weren't targeted.
Yeah, I gotta tell. Why do I just got strong feeling they were.
Well, you know what? Strong feelings are kind of like opinions.
I know.
Because I can tell you the same thing as I tell everybody, everyone, every single person that brings that to my attention. The very first thing that the FBI did when they was in Delphi, day one, family and the internet. If either of those would have been like the reason why, that person would have been arrested immediately. Now, to look back on that over 2.5 years later and say, I have a feeling that they were, I would be like, yeah, you know, have you ever talked to a psychic? Yeah, because that's exactly where that goes to me. It's like not following a directive. It does not follow the criteria, the facts, anything related to this case. It's saying, well, I got a feeling. No, feelings are crap.
Well, I'm my own personal psychic medium, but it's nothing about Delphi. It's for me and my personal life. It's blah blah.
Yeah.
I won't go on into that, but yeah, she's from Louisville.
Right.
I've had her way before Libby and died. I did ask her if she would do a reading on Libby and Abby and see what she could find out. And she said usually they will talk to her, but they usually don't tell who killed them, or they could tell you how they were murdered. They could tell her how they were murdered. I have never went back up there to see her. Randy keeps telling me, you know, he's wanted me to go back up there and see her. So I may go up and just see what she has to say about him. I don't know. But I think that we pretty much, if you believe, you know, what came out to the beginning, which I don't know if that's even true, but yeah, I don't know why I think it's a target, Mike. I don't know.
No, Pam, you see, you totally misread what I was saying. Like psychics, I get a feeling, that kind of thing. I think it's all oddball crackpot nonsense.
Don't you ever just go with
No,
your gut feeling now?
No,
I usually do.
no, because if I have nothing to relate it to, that's like saying, I feel like I'm going to hit the lottery. I feel like, you know, all it is, well, this makes the most sense to me, and I can't prove it. So I'm going to say I got a feeling. I'm going to say a psychic told me. Well, they know a lot of stuff, though, because, well, they can't tell you who did it, but, well, why? I mean, if they're talking to them, why can't they tell you? What, did God just say, well, we're sorry, you can't tell them that. You can tell them, like, the kind of shoes you was wearing, but you can't tell them, okay, well, we can't tell you that, God said. Well, no, it's just because it's crackpot. It's nonsensical. People making money, making stuff up, thinking they're psychic, which is a mental problem, in my opinion.
Okay, well, I don't have no mental problem, and I can't think like a killer, but I have heard people say if you want to solve a crime, you got to think like a killer. But here's why I thought, this is why I always go on the target. Is because then if it was random and then this man got up one day, he put all this gear on, got dressed, and he just decided one morning, hey, I think I'm going to go kill somebody on the bridge. I mean, are there actually...
Okay, you have not watched many of my videos, have you?
I've watched almost every one of your videos.
Well, then you know exactly how I relate to that question entirely. You know my reasoning why. My reasoning why was for this reason. It was the reverse state of Evansdale. He was there and he was waiting. He was waiting for a victim that day.
Yeah.
Now, if that doesn't like amount to something logical to you, I mean, if that doesn't fit, and you think that, well, they must be targeted, and I really don't give a squat about the FBI or their investigation. I mean, do you see where I'm at? There are things that have like reason. There are things that have, and it's not a feeling, man. Feelings are exactly what Facebook is about.
Well, and another reason that I thought it could be a target because what Carter said in the very beginning.
Carter's lied 3 times that I can say. Carter has lied 3 different times.
Right, but he said that nobody's in danger. Like, if it was somebody that was just out target, if it was just somebody out wanting to kill somebody, why wouldn't they be safe? Why wouldn't the community be in danger after there was a murder?
Well, okay,
You know what I'm saying?
you know what? Let me reverse that question real quick, okay?
Okay.
You got 2 girls that are dead in Delphi, Indiana. The suspect is not behind bars. They know that.
Right.
And they're telling us at that time, we do not have that guy behind bars at this time. So he's still out there. Now, you can answer that question however you like. Like, look, a guy did kill 2 girls and we don't have him. Take it for what it's worth. If they say, nah, we don't think that there's any cause for alarm, well, chances are, because that guy is out there and they don't know who it is, that they're just BSing. Because I can tell you, if there's a guy out there that is killed 2 and he is still out there, guess what? People are in danger because this guy does not want to come in. He's not going to come in. We feel that he's armed. And yes, he is danger. I mean, and that's me. But to say otherwise, as they did, that's a bold statement because look what happened. A woman died because of this guy. She was shot right in the head. Now, I'm not relating that that's law enforcement's problem or that they caused that. But what I'm saying is when they come out and say something like that, they got to hold on to it. And a woman did die because that guy was out there. He was a mental problem. He snapped. He did kill. Greeno, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay.
I'm sitting here.
All right. He's so quiet, man.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here.
He killed one girl because she did not comply to what he wanted to do. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I thought so.
Now, God be with her.
But Mike, if she would have done what he wanted to do, what she wanted him to do, you think he wouldn't have killed her?
Well,
he would have gone like the rest of them, right?
You know what? I do kind of look at it like this. It appears that in every case where a woman complied with what he had said, with everything that he had said, they all lived. If one did not comply with what he said, he killed them.
Right.
Now, you can go through the ones that he did do, the 77-year-old, the Catholic supply store, Evansdale, Delphi. but you can kind of draw a list because look, say I go in and I'm going to do as he did. The lady says, no, there's no way. I'm not going to do that. And I kill her. Okay, then for what reason would I let the other two live?
Right.
You see where I'm at? You know, and the only reason is that they did do what he had said and they lived. That's all I can surmount it to.
And he knew they could identify him.
Yeah. Yeah, he did. And you know what? Again, man, I put this on ancestral DNA. That was not even a word that was known when Delphi was committed. And it wasn't until like, what was it? It was over a year later when John D. Miller was arrested in Fort Wayne. Then it started becoming the news. And he knew he had his DNA out there because he's a Scotsman. Everything began with Scotsman. So, you know, I knew that he knew that it was a matter of time till they come knocking. 3 months. The cops were called 3 times in 3 months over him. A man that had never been arrested. Something to think about. He was going out the way he wanted. And that's why she died. That's exactly why. And he knew he was going to be hit for that. And I questioned that. Why would he do that? Why would he do that in St. Louis, man? Why would he do that? That's the reason. Because he knew they was coming. He knew he was going to be arrested for it. I mean, he knew. He was ready. I mean, look at his eye where it's black. He knew they was going to come, man.
Makes no sense why you do something like that. Let him walk, let him identify you, knowing you're going to jail.
Yeah.
Who does that?
He did.
I know.
Yeah.
Strange. How old is he?
Probably lonely.
No, how old is he?
How old is he? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He's 45 days older than I am. 45 days. He was born, I think it was October 15th of 1965. I was born November 30th.
Okay. Guy looks a lot older now. Premature gray, that lady.
Oh, yeah. That's got to be the only reason because really, if you look at his face, he don't really look 53. He's got a kind of a non-wrinkly face.
He does.
A little puffy.
He's so young for that age.
And again, I kind of relate that to what law enforcement said about him being 18 to 40, but probably looks younger than his real age. I'm like, look, this guy's 53. I know he ain't 40. But even if you look at the second sketch where he's got that round, puffy face, that's just like his. Just exactly like his. The first sketch, you can see the eyes and the goatee. Yeah, it's my guy. Look, man, there's no statistics that could steer me away from it not being my guy. Look, man, there ain't millions of people out there that would do stuff like this. There's a few. You see where I'm at? A few people that would actually go do this. So when you find a guy that did go do this, a guy that had never been arrested before, had no priors, that looks like the sketch, that was dressed like Brit, you know, after a minute, man, once you start finding all this where it connects, there comes that time when it's like, yeah, I got him, man. I do. This is that guy. Sure enough. The reverse, everything. There is nothing that I have found that does not point to my suspect. That's how open and shut it is to me. That's how, I know it's my guy. I fully know it is.
He's kind of stupid to go in a store and take girls in the back. And I heard he made them do horrible things. I don't know. That's just what I heard.
Yeah, I heard that.
And then shot one. And it's like, everybody heard the gun go off, I'm sure.
No, nobody did. Nobody heard the gun go off.
Oh, did he have a silencer on it?
No, but he was in a store and he had him in a back room. When that gun went off, understand that after he killed the lady, he went ahead with the other two. He sexually assaulted the other two before he left. Nobody heard the gun. The cops wasn't called at that time. It wasn't until after he left until they called him.
So let me get this right. There's a dead body laying on the floor, shot in the head.
Yes.
And then he goes and does what he does to these two girls.
Yes, ma'am.
That's it.
Yes, it is. I agree. I definitely agree. And to think that this guy was once a pastor, that he did this on Friday the 13th, 2 sets of 13. Yeah, there's an inner demon in this man, an inner demon that is, well, in jail now. But yeah, he will be tried in Carroll County and Evansdale, due time. I've already put my money on the table, but my money's there, and I have not been worried about a cent of it. Except now it's going to be another year and a half before I can collect.
You want to make a bet? How much money do you have?
How much money do you have?
Okay, about $52,000.
Well, I ain't got that much.
Can you max that? We'll see. Well, I'm not gonna say he's not the killer, you, because he might be.
No, he is. He is. And I can tell you right now that any money that you laid against this would be lost. And I want you to know that up front, that you are more or less giving money away, because this is how I feel. He is the killer. It is not even questionable to me. I am not questioning this. I am not pondering some aspects going, well, he don't really fit right. There is nothing that he don't fit. He fits every scrap plus.
Let me ask you a question about Abby and Lizzie. Okay, obviously this guy's a pervert, right? A sick pervert.
Yeah.
Now, Lizzie and Abby, was they raped? Was they not raped? We don't know.
No.
No, they weren't.
Well, what I'm saying is we don't know.
Okay.
We don't know anything about that, and that's the way it should be.
Right.
To say yes or no is guessing.
Right.
Okay, well, that's what I'm getting, because we don't know. Now, what I did say right off the bat, okay, when Bridge Guy's pictures came out, and I seen that it was an older man who had killed 2 younger girls and then fled, the first thing that's going to come to my mind is sexual motive. All right? The reason is, as you have said, an older man just doesn't wake up one day and say, hey, I'm going for a hike, and if I see 2 girls, I'll kill them. There's always a motive.
Right.
All right? So now, being the case that I felt that it was a sexual motive up front, I said chances are there's going to be DNA in Delphi. Now, it was a few months later until that investigator came to my house, but he did, and at Greeno's, and they wanted DNA to clear us. So I said, okay, you got DNA. Now, had known that they kind of had DNA before that, because I was questioning Sheriff Lesenby about it, but when he came and said DNA to clear you, I'm like, great, you guys got DNA. So we know that DNA was left. Now, we know from the Catholic supply store that he had a sexual motive. Same with the 77-year-old lady. And that as well fits Delphi, at least to me. Okay? So if it was a sexual motive, and I'm not trying to, but at the same time, not really a way around it. If you look at the Catholic supply store, it was probably pretty close to that, I would imagine.
Yeah.
And that's what I would have to assume. It being the same guy. So I would assume that it probably was pretty close to the same, and I don't know exactly, but something very similar may have happened there as well.
Yeah.
But that did give us DNA. Libby got us video of the guy plus audio. He's hit for it as soon as they can speak to him. They know they got him. They know. Law enforcement in Carroll County, they know. They know they got the guy.
One interview, though, I don't remember who was talking, but one of them said that they were surprised that he did not leave as much evidence.
Who?
The bridge guy. And then in Iowa, they said that they didn't think they were even killed there because there was no evidence or no DNA or nothing. Remember?
Well, yeah, but you can't base anything on that, because they was found like almost 6 months later.
I know.
And in an opposite area where they had been laying for 6 months. So, yeah, there ain't going to be DNA or any way to really tell anything. Now, in
Right.
Delphi, you could. The autopsy is going to be very clear at that point as to what happened.
Yeah.
So, again, there's no missing links with my guy. And I'm telling you, when St. Louis called Carroll County and talked to Sheriff Lesenby, and they said, hey, we got a guy that was dressed like Bridge Guy when committing first-degree murder, read off the crime that he committed down there. He looks like your sketch, too. He had never broken a law before, and then he didn't have no DNA in CODIS, if that helps. Oh, by the way, here's his mugshot. Here it is. We're faxing that right to you. There you go. Well, you know the first thing he's going to do is go to the two people that saw the guy. Is this the guy that you've seen? Now, now, if both of them had said, no, that's definitely not the guy I seen, well, would he have sent their DNA off to Quantico to see if it matched TB's? No, because he would pretty much know that, no, that is not our guy. But what happened is 1 month later, after he had after he had showed them this, he already knew who had did it. He knew. And when he sent that off right before Christmas of 2018 to Quantico, he knew before they called him back that it was that guy. And when they called him back and they said, yes, it does match, well, that was the dilemma. Well, what do? We can't talk to him. We can't speak to him. We can't file charges. And that's why we're sitting here right now wondering, well, who did it? Law enforcement ain't saying that. Well, they're not going to for the next year and a half until they can speak to him. And when they do, you'll know, apparently the same as I do now and for the last 7 months, that, yeah, it is TV. It has been. It was 2.5 years ago. Same way. It's always been him.
Okay. I'm not saying I don't believe you.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, a little bit ago, I got 52 grand in the bank, buddy. How much you wanting to throw on it, huh? Yeah, yeah. I got the big money, says Pam.
You know I was only messing with you. Well, I do have that money, but I was only messing with you. I was only messing with you. I don't want to bet with you because you got a great chance of being right.
Well, I got more than a great chance.
Yeah. Well, maybe you'll get the reward money.
I ain't getting no reward money. But I was working on that 52 grand pretty damn well. I had a finger in that.
Yeah. Well, I ain't gonna bet yet. You might be right. I just your suspect sounds as good as any other because I really
as any other. There is none that come close to mine. There is nobody that comes close to mine.
Well, I haven't heard of anybody else having a suspect. If you want the truth.
I've heard of persons of interest. I've heard a few of them, and every time it don't take me 5 minutes of looking at them to go, yeah, they didn't do it. They don't fit the criteria. If they don't fit the criteria and the facts, there is no way it can be them. Period. If it was GK, we would have known probably back in April, probably before April. We would have known. They wouldn't be just being quiet about that. He's sitting in Carroll County Jail. They'd tell you, yeah, he did it. We nailed him.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna have to get out there because I gotta go meet someone.
All right, hey man, thanks for moderating, and I'll talk to you soon, dude.
Okay.
Peace.
Yeah, I gotta get off here too, Mike. Your chat's going way too long, and I just got home and I'm sitting in my car, so I'm going to go in the house.
All right, thanks for calling, Pam.
It was nice talking to you. So you have a good evening, and everybody to the chat too. Y'all have a good evening, and we'll talk again, Mike.
All right, thank you. Bye,
and
Pam.
I'll see you next month, okay?
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
All right. And okay. Well, and that leaves me right back here with you guys. And that's going to take me out here. I appreciate everybody being here this week. Oh, look at that. 57 thumbs up and 50 people here. It's not easy, but there it is. All right. I will see everybody next week. Thank you all for being here, man. Peace.